Gaming America here, speaking with Ray Pineault, the President and CEO of Mohegan. Thanks for talking with us today, Ray.
Cameron, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. So, my first question, we're at G2E Las Vegas 2022, the biggest trade show in the industry in the United States. What does a big land-based operator, such as Mohegan, look for when they come to a trade show like this?
You know, for myself, the show itself is not actually about the products are here, although I've looked at a couple products. As an example, I've actually stopped and looked at a couple cashless gaming operators. You know, how's that going to move into table games, when it's going to be. But it's more about relationships and our partnerships and meeting with our partners and making sure we're developing those relationships and keeping them strong. But we have a strong group of people here. We have our COO here. We have all our GMs here. So they're looking at slot product. They're looking at the next innovation. And we obviously have our digital team here too, with sports wagering platforms, iGaming platforms, marketing tools for digital gaming. So we have a strong group of people here that are going through the show and seeing what's here and seeing what's innovative.
Sure. And I don't know if you can say, but could I ask, what have you seen here that stands out?
So Cameron, I hate to say it, I've only been on the floor about an hour. Okay. I've been in interviews about 40 hours, you know, between meeting with partners, between meeting with potential clients. You know, I've spent a lot of my time doing that. I did take some time and have several meetings, though, as I said, with cashless gaming operators, looking at the new technology and how is cashless gaming really going to roll out to bricks and mortar. It's starting to roll out in a few places, and you've seen the announcements at various places that are doing it, and trying to evaluate whether that's the right move for us at this time, or is it something that's a future endeavor to look at the cashless gaming option?
Sure. And I was wondering, excuse me, if you could talk a bit about, because Mohegan Sun, the location up in Connecticut, it's famous for land-based, being a huge northeastern land-based casino. I'm from New York myself, so I grew up seeing the signs for it on the Metro North subway, or the Metro North commuter rail and all that. But you're expanding your online presence, or you have been over the past few years. What does that look like? Could you just sort of add some color to what a land-based behemoth becoming online? What is that like?
You know, it's a whole new division for the organization, but the digital gaming is working hand in hand with the bricks and mortar division. So we rolled out to Connecticut as our first major foray about a year ago. It's just over a year ago now, and the digital president works directly with the GM of Connecticut to make sure we're having an omni-channel view of the customer. About a month ago, we rolled out in Ontario, and we have our 2 properties in Niagara. And again, the digital team there is working with the bricks and mortar team there to make sure that we're getting a full view of the customer. We want our bricks and mortar customers to become digital customers, and we want our digital customers to become bricks and mortar customers. So we're doing cross-marketing. We're talking about both, and we're making sure that our guests are being familiarized with both the bricks and mortar and the digital gaming aspects of our organization.
Right. And you also have the sports book. I think you are partnered with DraftKings, or is FanDuel? FanDuel, right.
Yep.
Foxwoods is DraftKings.
That's correct.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
How have you found them as a partner?
It's been a great partnership, right? You know, it's been very symbiotic. Listen, they're the beast. If you look at sports wagering in the United States and you look at who's leading the market share in sports wagering in the United States, it's FanDuel. They're head and shoulders the best, and we consider, you know, ourselves one of the best gaming operators. So to partner with the best sportsbook operator is just a great relationship to have.
Beautiful. You recently rebranded to just Mohegan, one word.
Correct.
Yes. What was the logic behind that? Did it have something to do with the move online?
I actually had nothing to do with that. You know, about a year ago when I took my position, I've been in the CEO position for a little over a year and a half now. You know, I wanted to do a strategic planning exercise with our team, look at the strategic plan that was in place before I took over this role, and look at what we wanted to do in the next 3 to 5 years. And one of the things our marketing team brought forward was our name. And, you know, people said MGE, Mohegan Gaming and Entertainment. What is our name? You know, we were Mohegan Tribal Gaming Authority. What is it? So I actually, last year at G2E, I came here and I asked trusted partners that I'd known for years, who do I work for? To a person, they would say Mohegan. Not one single person said Mohegan Gaming and Entertainment. Not one person said MGE. And some people would say Mohegan Sun because that's kind of our flagship property. But a vast majority of the people would say Mohegan. And that just made sense to me, that why are we calling ourselves something that our guests and our partners don't even think we are. They think we're Mohegan. So I thought it was great that we go to what we are, and it's a tribute to the tribal heritage, and the tribe is very proud to be known that their name is being recognized as a leading gaming enterprise in the United States.
Sure. I want to ask, I know Mohegan is working on a development in Incheon, South Korea. What's the update on that?
It's going fantastic, actually. I'm going over there in 2 weeks. We're doing the topping off of the hotel, so there's 3 hotels there. We're putting the last steel beam on the hotels. We'll actually be fully enclosed on the entire space by the winter, so we can work through the entire winter. And we're on target to open in the 4th quarter of next year, as we've said all along. And we're ever so slightly ahead of schedule, but I always like to say right on schedule, because that ever so slightly can slip a little bit here or there, and then we make it up.
Sure, sure. What about other any other big projects or acquisitions in the future?
We continue to keep our options open. We're always looking for opportunities that are out there. I think the market had gotten a little irrational on purchases, based on some COVID numbers and whether they were sustainable or not. And now you've gotten into a market where interest rates are astronomically high, but we're going to continue to keep our ear to the ground and continue to look for opportunities. We're highly focused on Korea, but we're also got to keep in mind we're focused on making sure our partners at Alon A have their hotel open on time and on budget, and that's supposed to happen in the 2nd quarter of next year. And we're going to be opening up a new entertainment center up in Niagara, in the Falls View, Niagara area. So we have a lot of projects going on without investing in other things, but that doesn't mean we're not looking and making sure we're kicking the tires as we hear about things.
Sure, sure. Well, I guess last question, where would you like to see the company in a year?
Oh, wow, in a year. Oh, I'd like to see that we successfully open up our Korea property. I'd like to see the successful opening of the NFEC, which is supposed to happen this month, which is the entertainment center up in Niagara. I'd like to see Alon A successfully open up their hotel. I'd like to see our continued expansion into digital, into new jurisdictions. And then, hopefully we're looking at other projects that come along and we continue to grow the organization as a whole.
Yeah. Could I actually ask one last one? What could get in the way of that, you think?
Listen, there's economic
factors or
there's economic headwinds out there, right, that we have to be cognizant of. I will tell you, we've just ended our fiscal year. We end September 30th, and we're going to have our most successful year ever. October started out very successfully, but we got to be cognizant of and continue to watch the fact that interest rates are rising, gas prices are rising, wage pressures are continuing to mount, the available labor force, supply chain issues. All these headwinds we got to continue to make sure that we have in our sights and making sure we're not losing sight of them. But if hopefully the business continues the way it is and we continue to be successful, and all the reports you read, all the gaming operators are having banner years.
Cool. Well, this has been Ray Pineault, CEO, President, Mohegan. Thank you for speaking with Gaming America.
Cameron, thank you for having me.